We're going to be walking into this gate and entering the area where Jacob himself had that ladder dream where God gave him 4 promises. Come on in. This is a holy site. What we see when we first come in is this double structure of stones, and we see this ancient tree, which I'll tell you about in a moment, and we see this bedrock, huge bedrock. I want you to notice, first and foremost, that there's a piece of the bedrock that's standing out. You could see it stands out from the rest of the rock. This rock is flat, and it's clear that this part of the rock stands out. Now look at the shape of this. What does this look like to you? A lot of people say that it looks like the state of Israel. It does kind of look like the state of Israel. You can see Eilat here at the tip, and maybe Jerusalem around here, and this is Haifa, and that's the Golan and the Galil. But this isn't biblical Israel. Biblical Israel is much larger than this. But can you also see that it's sort of the shape of a person? The feet over here tapered at the bottom, and then widening as they get to the hips, and the shoulders over here, and here would be the head. Many people have told me that this sort of looks like the shape of a human person. We don't know for sure. Nobody was here. Nobody is alive today from the time of Jacob's magical dream to be able to tell us that this is 100% certainly the place where Jacob slept. But there's so many things that point to this spot, and I'm going to share some of them with you. First of all, let's open the Tanakh. And let's read what the story is. I'm going to be reading from Bereshit, Genesis, Perek Kafchet, the 28th chapter, verse 10. Vayetze Yaakov mi Beersheva, vayelech Harana. And Jacob left Beersheva and he went toward Haran. Vayifga b'makom, vayalen sham kiva hashemesh, vayikach mi'avnei hamakom, vayasem meroshotav, vayishkav b'makom hahu. And he touched the place, and he decided to sleep there because the sun was going down. And he took from the stones of the place and put them under his head, and he lay into sleep in that place. Vayachalom, and he had a dream. V'hine sulam mutzav arza, v'rosho magia hashamayma. And there was a ladder standing firmly on the ground with its head, its pinnacle, reaching the skies. V'hine malache Elohim olim v'yordim bo. And angels of God are going up and down this ladder. V'hine Hashem nitzav elav. And God was at the top of the ladder. V'yomer ani Hashem Elokei Avraham avicha ve'Elokei Yitzchak. And he said, I am God, the Lord of your father Abraham and the Lord of Isaac. At this point, I'm going to stop and tell you that this is when God gave Jacob 4 holy promises, 4 divine treasures that we today are seeing come to fruition. It's an incredible thing. This is the first one. Haaretz asher ata shochev alea lecha etnena ulezar'acha. The land upon which you are lying, I will give to you and to your children after you. Now, if you think about the size of a bed, that's not such a big promise. But our commentator Rashi, one of the greatest commentators on the Tanakh, explains that all of the land of Israel folded under Jacob to become a part of this promise given to our forefather Jacob. Meaning, if this is the shape of the land of Israel, and this is the rock upon which he was lying, then all of the land of Israel was included in this promise to Jacob, that the land will be given to Jacob and to all of his descendants after him. Here's the second promise. V'haya zar'echa ke'afar ha'aretz, u'faratzta yama v'kedma v'tzafona v'negba. And your children will be like the dust of the earth, and they will travel north and south and east and west. And if you think about it, that's what happened to us throughout the generations. Throughout our long 2,000-year diaspora, we went north and south and east and west. And the continuation of the second blessing is, V'nevrechu b'cha kol mishpachot ha'adama u'b'zar'echa. And all of the nations will be blessed through your family's seed. Which means during the time that we were scattered all over the world, those that were good to the Jewish people became blessed, and those that were not good to the Jewish people became forgotten. What's interesting is that most of the nations that were good to the Jewish people eventually turned their back on us and became bad to us. And what happened to those same nations? They went from very powerful to almost nothing. Once you turn your back on the Jewish people and you stop blessing them, you will no longer be the superpower of the world. Here comes the third blessing. Are you ready? Hine anochi imach ushmarticha bechol asher telech. Here I am with you, and I shall watch over you wherever you go. God was telling this to Jacob, who was running away from his brother Esau, who wanted to kill him. So God is saying to Jacob, don't worry, I will be with you and I will watch over you wherever you go. But this blessing is also for Jacob's children. And if you think about it, we wandered the world for 2,000 years. So many nations tried to kill us, humiliate us, stomp us out, tax us to death, or obliterate us from history. And yet, none of them succeeded. Because God promised Jacob, I will watch over you wherever you go. And the Jewish people have succeeded and thrived and survived. And here we are today. Here comes the fourth, and in my opinion, maybe the most emotionally moving blessing, certainly for people that come here to Beit El. Hashivoticha el ha'adama hazot, ki lo e'ezavcha ad asher imasiti et asher dibarti lach. And I shall return you to this land, and I shall not leave you until I have fulfilled this promise that I have made to you. I shall return you to this land. Where are we standing? Where are our feet? Can you imagine that we have the incredible privilege of being returned to this land, to be a walking fulfillment of the promise given to Jacob 4,000 years ago?
קטונתי מכל החסדים ומכל האמת אשר עשית את עבדך. קטונתי מכל החסדים ומכל האמת אשר עשית